Alright, Liberty Eagles, today we are learning about the ukulele. It is our first lesson. Have a seat. Here's some important rules. Do not open the box yet. Don't play until it's time to play the ukulele, and we'll let you know when it's time. Always treat the ukulele with respect, or else we will give you a paper ukulele to practice with, and that would kind of stink. Here is Mr. Scott. He's going to help us out a little bit today, and he is playing the ukulele. The ukulele is actually a member of the string instrument family. We have the violin, cello, bass, harp. The viola is not on there, but that's a string instrument, and the guitar. It's a cousin of an electric guitar and the acoustic guitar, which we'll see next. And also, it's related to the mandolin as well, which is this instrument right here. The ukulele comes from the islands of Hawaii, which is a state, and it's also a series of islands in the North Pacific Ocean. Here is a native Hawaiian playing a ukulele song that is about wanting giant waves to surf on. He's pretty good. And here are two native Hawaiian girls who are playing some music that they wrote for ukulele. Let's take a listen to them. If you really liked those girls, their names are Honoka and Azita, and the title of the song was Body Surfing. You can find that on YouTube if you'd like. But now back to the real world. Here's Mr. Scott. Alright, the ukulele comes in a lot of different sizes. The smallest is the soprano, then we have the concert ukulele, the tenor ukulele, and the baritone ukulele. The ukuleles that you guys are playing today is a baritone ukulele, and it's actually really close to a guitar. It's so close to a guitar that it actually is the bottom 4 strings of the guitar. So if you learn how to play something on this ukulele, then you can play it on the guitar. Alright guys, now it's time to learn about the different parts of the ukulele. Go ahead and open up the box of your ukulele, but do not pick it up yet. Don't even touch it yet, just leave it open. Okay, there's going to be a pop quiz after this, so pay attention. The first 3 parts we're going to talk about are the head, the neck, and the body. The head is that top part that almost looks like it has 4 ears sticking out of it, and we'll learn about what those things are later. The neck is the long, skinny part, and that part is actually so long it almost makes the ukulele look like a giraffe. And finally, the big fat part at the bottom, that is the body of the ukulele. These 3 ones are super easy to remember because the ukulele looks like it has a head, a neck and a body. Okay guys, your ukulele should be lying on the floor in front of you, still in its box, and keep it there. But with your pointer finger only, I want you to touch the head, the neck, and the body of your ukulele. Have both people who are sharing this ukulele go ahead and do that. We're going to talk about are the strings. The strings are what stretch from the head of the ukulele all the way down to the body of the ukulele. And they are actually what vibrate and what make the sound of the ukulele. Go ahead and count how many strings you have, and also talk with your partner about the differences between the strings. Not all the strings are the same. Once you guys have figured it out, go ahead and raise your hand if you're ready to tell the class what you noticed. Where the sound comes out of. Inside the body it's perfectly hollow, and the sound resonates. When the strings vibrate, it resonates inside the body of the ukulele, and the sound hole is what lets the sound. Up next we have the tuning pegs. Do not touch them, just leave them alone. Mr. Williams and I, or Mrs. Aceto and I, will be the ones that touch them. The tuning pegs stretch the strings to make them higher, or loosen the strings to make them lower. We've already made your strings perfect the way they need to be, so don't touch them. Up next we have the nut, where the head and the neck of the ukulele come together, and the bridge, which is on the body of the ukulele. Those two things are really important because they stretch the strings across the front of the ukulele, and they prevent the strings from touching the neck or the body. If the strings touch those things, then the strings wouldn't be able to vibrate and make sound. So it's really important that your ukulele has those. The last part that you need to know about today are the frets. The frets are the little metal pieces that go across the neck of your ukulele. Those are really important because when you press down the string, instead of stretching from the nut to the bridge, it stretches from the fret to the bridge, and it changes the length of the string. And when you change the length of the string, you also change the pitch that the string is making when it vibrates. You and your partner should go ahead and count how many frets are on your ukulele in front of you. When you have an answer, raise your hand. Alright, I told you there was going to be a pop quiz, and here it comes. I want you to say your answer out loud, but I want you to wait until I count to 3. Alright, here's the first question. What is the name of the top part of the ukulele that arrow is pointing to? 1, 2, 3. Okay, question number 2. Stay quiet until I've said the question and counted to 3. Alright, what is the name of the large lower part that arrow is pointing to? 1, 2, 3. Question number 3. What is the name of that black circle in the center of the ukulele? 1, 2, 3. Last question of the quiz. What is the name of those small metal lines going across the neck? 1, 2, 3. Show me how you did, guys. If you got all 4 questions right, show me 4 fingers. If you got only 1, show me 1 finger. Hold up your fingers and show me what you got. The last part of our lesson today is how to hold the ukulele. I know you really want to hold it like this and cuddle it until you go to sleep, but that's not how you hold it. You hold it with your left hand supporting the neck and your right hand strumming the strings. I'll show you a little bit more. Hi Liberty Eagles, I'm going to teach you how to hold your ukulele correctly. Alright? Your left hand the one that you don't want to use. Your left hand is going to be the one that is touching the neck. Your left hand is the one that is closest to the computers over there, okay? I'm like your mirror image, so don't look at where my hand is. Be worried about your own hand. Your left hand is the one over there. Everybody raise it up real high. Everybody say, hello, this is my left hand. All right, now put that on the neck of your guitar. Got it? Your right hand is going to be the one that's strumming the strings. All right, so do not flip it around. Left hand on the neck, right hand for the strings. Something that everyone wants to do is kind of lay it down like this and play it like this. But that's not how you play the ukulele. You got to play it with the sound hole facing out. The sound hole should be facing me right now towards the screen. It shouldn't be down. It shouldn't be up. It should be straight out. If you want to, you can rest the ukulele on your leg so that it can help keep it stable. All right? Go ahead and practice holding the ukulele right now. Give both yourself and your partner a chance to hold it. Left hand on the neck, right hand strum the strings. Strum them gently with the side of your thumb. Go ahead and take your ukuleles out of the box. Take turns practicing holding the ukulele correctly. Everything you need to know is up on the board. If you haven't already, you should switch who's holding the ukulele so that both partners can get a chance to do it. If you're not the one holding it, you should check and see if your partner's doing it correctly. Put your ukuleles back in the box. I'm going to give a blue eagle to the first person who does it. Here is the last thing we're going to learn today. We're going to learn about the strings of the ukulele. Each string has a letter name and it's named after one of the notes on the treble clef staff. I made this crazy little dude to help us remember. If you hold it correctly, then you should have a string that is closer to your nose, and you should have a string that is closest to your toes. So when you hold it, make sure that you're holding it on its side, otherwise you might get confused about the string names. The string that is closest to your nose is D, and the string that's closest to your toes is E. All the strings going from your nose to your toes is D, G, B, and E. Now that's a little tricky because they all rhyme, but one more time, it's D, closest to your nose, then G, then B, then E. Now Mr. Scott and my dog Chester have a way to help you remember. Let's check it out.
Dog's got big ears.
Derek gets blue eggs.
So what Mr. Scott did is make a sentence out of the first letters of the strings. So Derek gets blue eggs. What I want you to do now, with your partner or with the person sitting next to you, is make up your own sentence. We're going to call on some random people in a few minutes, and you'd better have an idea.